Rob, the backyard gardener here. It's time to give you an update on what's going on in the backyard. We've had some explosive tomato growth. I've got a few more peppers outside. I planted a few other crops, which I'll show you. And the greenhouse, it's hanging in there despite the heat. Today's a beautiful overcast day, so can't get mad at that. Perfect time to bring out plants that have been hardening off a little bit, and now they can go out here. We're supposed to get clouds and rain off and on, a little bit of sun over the next 4 or 5 days, so it's perfect time to bring my transplants out. Anyway, let's go take a look at what I got going on. Okay, won't bore you with these yet, but I planted 4 containers with 5 seeds in each of the Jackpot Hybrid Sweet Corn. So I'll be starting a container grown corn series again like last year with hopefully a little more luck. First things first though, they got to sprout. It's been about 4 days. So sometime in the next 2 to 4 days, they should be popping up, hopefully. The potatoes are sitting right around, let's see, I planted these 2 Yukon tubs on March 7th. So if my math serves me correctly, it looks like it's about 69 days since I planted them. So we've got about another 3 weeks. I guess in the next 3 weeks I'll be pulling those out. I'm so tempted to pull them aside and take a look what's under there now, but I told myself I wouldn't do that, so I'm not going to. A couple more Yukon Gold potatoes back here. I had to kind of prop them up because they're getting big. And then we have the Red Chieftain down here. This part of the potato beds was planted on March 12th, so 5 days younger than these. Tell you, the Red Chieftain, they're starting to get a little case of the bugs and the blight, but they're about 3 weeks away from being pulled as well. Technically, you can pull potato plants a little early if you want some younger potatoes, 75 or so days, and they're almost there, but I'm going to go until they die back. If you remember, they flowered, so they should be doing pretty good. These are 2 of the black cherry tomatoes. Let me see if I can even zoom in on that. Probably not. But anyway, it says black cherry on the tag. Take my word for it. And these guys have really taken off. I mean, this bed right here is about 4 feet tall. And man, they're already almost there. What explosive growth. There's lots of flowers coming in on them pretty much everywhere. And what's also cool, let's see if I can get down here and show you a good look. Right inside there. There you go. Look at those cherry tomatoes growing on. We got some right there. And even around this corner, we've got a bunch more, as you can see. So those are doing really well. We've got 3 Brandywine tomatoes, sitting about a little over 3 feet tall. Again, lots of flowering going on with these guys as well. I've never grown the Brandywine, guys. Really massive big leaves. I mean, the leaf is pretty much the size, or at least the length of my hand, half as wide, but still real big. And some of these other leaves down here are really big. Anyway, we do have one that's already set. See if I can get a good look of it for you. Right in there. So we do have one. And believe me, a week ago, that was a flower. So it's zooming in pretty good. And if I can get a picture next to my finger, you can see that sucker's already pretty dang big. Supposed to get really big though, so no rushes. Same thing on the peppers. They're starting to get a little more growth. These are the ones the birds were picking at forever. And I think now that the nests are made and the birds have had babies, they're not messing with these as much. Got a caramel boot there, a Jamaican Scotch bonnet, a caramel boot. We had a Carolina Reaper. They snagged it away. You can see the very, very sad, pathetic stem that's left of it, but they took it, the birds. We've got a Banda Majak right there that's come back after being stripped of its leaves. Another Banda Majak. Birds tried to take my 7-pot. They left a little bit of something. We'll see if it recovers. Doesn't really matter though, because I don't know how well it's going to be able to recover fast enough to catch up to growing amongst all these trees that are in here. Trees being the tomato plants. All right. So hopefully 3rd time's a charm. This is the bed that I've been trying like heck to grow my sugar snap peas and my Blue Lake bush beans. Every time they've come up, rabbits got them the first time, birds got them the second time. So I replanted them, my sugar snap peas along the all along the wall here. and along the side here. And then the Blue Lake bush beans all here in the middle. I had some older seeds, so I double planted every hole. Got them only about 8 inches on spacing. So if they all come up, it's going to be crazy. The chicken wire's there to protect them. We'll see if it works out. Over here, guys, we got a couple of orange Russelinis. This has always been the runt. This guy's doing just fine. Starting to get some flowers on it now, which is cool. Even down there. But what's really cool is the little runt guy actually is growing. Let's see if I can get a good picture of this. An orange Russolini tomato. Woohoo! Let's see what else we got in here. We got, oh, I forgot to, crazy. So when I was growing New Mexico Big Jims, the same time I was planting Red Savinas, I must have got them mixed up when I was transplanting them because I labeled that as a Red Savina. I've been tracking it as a Red Savina. Guys, that's not a Red Savina. That's a New Mexico Big Jim pepper. Matter of fact, that's 2 New Mexico Big Jim peppers. So the Red Savina is now a New Mexico Big Jim. You remember I got a couple more New Mexico Big Jims right here. They're starting to go to flower. Again, recovering from the birds. And that's pretty cool. I'm not going to bore you with all the details of all these other little peppers, but I do have white devil's tails in there. I do have some Jamaican Scotch bonnets and some Bahamian goats, as well as a chocolate Scotch bonnet right down there. My Caribbean blend pepper is right there. It could be an MOA Scotch bonnet, but it was labeled in the seeds I bought as Caribbean blend. So does that mean it's a blend of different peppers from the Caribbean? So it could be a MOA Scotch bonnet? I don't know. I made a video on it. Looked like it was an MOA Scotch bonnet to me. Good news is it's getting back to business. The business of producing flowers, which means maybe it'll put some peppers on it. Let's go take a look at what I got here, guys. A Mammoth Sunflower. He's doing pretty good. Look at the size of him, 3 feet. Pretty happy about that. Bring some bees over here. If you're paying attention to my apple series, you'll notice that yesterday I planted my Gala apple grown from seed out here. And I did it on purpose because the next 3 or 4 days will be really nice adjustment weather for him. So far, so good after 24 hours. He's adjusting beautifully. What do we got in here? We got 3 more orange Russolinis here, guys. And those are tomatoes, and they're coming in pretty good. Got a lot of flowers on them. I don't recall if I had, oh yeah, we do, right down here. Let's go down to it. Got a nice little pack of orange Russolini tomatoes down here growing really well. Nothing on the other branches yet. Let's see, we got a couple of cherry tomatoes. Just regular standard cherry tomatoes right here. Looks like we got a couple of fruit sets right here. So that's pretty cool. And then we have 3 black cherries over here as well. And we're already starting to get some black cherries on these as well. But look at the height of these guys. I'm going to back up here for a second and show you how much bigger these have gotten. Real big. This is a 4-foot tall post, so 3.5 feet. Now, obviously, it's also another 2 feet off the ground, so it's almost 5.5 feet when I'm standing next to it. It makes it good for harvesting. Over here, I've got a Bahamian goat pepper that I brought out from inside the house. Time to bring them out here. And I finally have a Carolina Reaper doing just well. Just brought these guys out today. Transplanted them. A couple of Brussels sprouts, still an experiment. Not much going on there. I planted some Queen Ruby beets right here, all across this front. Trying to get some, trying to use my space. And then down over here, I planted some chives. I know it's upside down, but that's the label I have for now. So we'll see if we get some chives out of there. I know it's going to get hot pretty soon, so I don't know if I'll get any, but had some old seeds, had to go through them. This carrot row is doing just fine. Yeah, should have thinned them out. But we'll see what we get out of that. Looking pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, everyone, that was a look on this side of my yard. Let's go check out the other side. I'll try to keep it pretty short, guys. I don't want this video to get too long. The squash that I planted out here seem to be doing pretty good. That was from the greenhouse and I needed space. They've adjusted just fine. And the zucchini's still struggling, but it looks like it's starting to recover here. We'll see if they make it. If not, it happens. That's the Cocoselle zucchini and the early prolific summer squash down there. Baby strawberry hanging in there. Don't need to show you him, not much going on. A couple of eggplants right there and right there. And then my red sweet potatoes doing really well. You know, sweet potatoes aren't like regular potatoes. Regular potatoes hate the heat and they don't really like too wet a soil. Sweet potatoes love the heat and don't mind wet soil. He loves it here. Here's my runted sunflower plant. Hopefully he does better than he looks like he's doing. A couple more tomato plants, guys. I'm gonna rush through these. We got a big beef tomato right there. We got a blackberry bush coming along there. We got 3 Cajun bell peppers. I'm kind of excited to see what these guys do. Never had them. Had to pick them up. Again, got another big boy tomato here and a big boy tomato right there. And I just finished building a trellis, temporary trellis for my Thompson seedless grapevines. And I'm just starting to train them up the trellis right now. So you can kind of see what they look like. Nothing, not expecting anything harvestable this year. But if I can get these suckers trained for next year, I'll be really happy. Here's Pathetic Corn Alley, guys. This is G90 and hybrid sweet corn. And you know what? This is the second year in a row everything I've planted on this side of the bed didn't do too well. It could be a sunlight problem, which I don't think it is. Could be soil problem. Who knows? Bottom line is, nothing does too well over here. I guess we got a couple that are starting to come in a lot better now. But a lot of them look kind of like this. That's not how corn's supposed to look at its young age. But we'll see how they do. The next 3 or 4 days will be a lot less full of heat, a little more water for them. Hopefully they recover well. Another sunflower back there in the corner. This is my white habanero recovered from the greenhouse that had a bunch of aphids. A couple of Santa Fe Grande peppers here and here. Anyway, let's go take a look in the greenhouse. All right, let's get inside this greenhouse real quick. Not much to show you guys in here. We do have some vine ripened cherry tomatoes to pick off. A couple more here. It's funny, I broke this branch, used some tape to hold it together. It's been surviving. Tomatoes are pretty resilient. And here, guys, quick roundup. We got a couple of Florida 91 tomatoes. We've got a few of these indigo rose tomatoes. Got a few on it as well. Kind of cool. Same thing over here. A few on that one. And then there's another Florida 91. It actually has a tomato on it. Got that Heinz tomato right here. And we got a Heatmaster tomato over here. And then, other than boring you with the details, we've got an assortment of other pepper plants like early jalapenos and even a Fresno chili pepper right there, which is coming in. Kind of silly having that one pepper on that little plant. Probably should have just pulled it off so it lived a little better. Over here we got the 3 Serrano peppers. Got a couple coming in. These are the ones I chopped down big time, and they're coming back, which is good. And we even have a sad little Serrano pepper on this plant. Anyway, that's the greenhouse, guys. Thanks for joining me for another episode of my backyard garden tour in 2016. I know it's not exactly totally exciting yet. This is the build-up before all the harvests start happening in the next month or so, month and a half. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you have any comments, just leave them below. Thanks again.